Space, the final frontier. We've all heard that phrase before. But what if I told you that some parts of the universe are more terrifying than we could ever imagine? Out there, in the vast darkness, are worlds where nature has gone mad. Planets consumed by fire, tortured by endless storms, or lost in eternal night. Today we journey to some of the most horrifying planets in the cosmos. Places so extreme that even the most hardened explorers would think twice before visiting. These are the planets that defy our understanding of life, of survival, of existence itself. But what makes them so terrifying isn't just their extreme conditions. It's the very fact that they exist. And today, we'll show you why. Planet 1, 55 Cancri E, the lava planet. Visual: a fiery, glowing planet with molten rivers of lava flowing across its surface. Occasional eruptions send sparks into the darkness, casting eerie reflections. Let's start with one of the most unforgiving worlds we've ever discovered. 55 Cancri E. This planet orbits its star so closely that its surface is a churning sea of molten rock. A hellscape where temperatures reach over 3,600 degrees Fahrenheit. Hot enough to melt not just metal, but even the hardest stone. One side of this planet is locked in eternal day, facing its star without respite. Imagine standing there. The heat so intense that the very ground beneath you is liquefied. Rivers of lava flow endlessly across the surface, glowing with a fiery intensity that makes even the deepest volcanic eruptions on Earth seem mild. Scientists believe that on 55 Cancri E, the atmosphere could be filled with silicate vapor, creating clouds of rock particles that rain down from the skies. It's a vision straight out of a nightmare. A world so hot that survival isn't just improbable, it's impossible. But that's not all. This planet doesn't just burn. It may have oceans of magma deep beneath its surface, churning and shifting in ways we can only begin to understand. On 55 Cancri E, you wouldn't last a second, and yet it exists, spinning in the eternal flames of its own inferno. Planet 2, HD 189733b, the glass rainstorm. Next, we travel to a planet where the weather is as deadly as the surface itself, HD 189733b. At first glance, you might think it looks peaceful, a deep blue orb, reminiscent of Earth from afar. But don't be fooled. This world is anything but serene. The winds here are unlike anything we've ever seen. They reach speeds of over 5,000 miles per hour, faster than the speed of sound. And that's not all. Instead of rain, this planet experiences something far more terrifying. It rains glass. In the upper atmosphere, silicate particles condense, forming tiny shards of glass. And in this planet's brutal winds, those shards are flung sideways at terrifying speeds. Imagine being caught in a storm where the very air tears you apart, where every drop of rain could slice through metal, let alone human skin. The atmosphere of HD 189733b may be beautiful, but its beauty is deadly. It's a place where the weather doesn't just wear you down, it obliterates everything in its path. For anything living, this is a death sentence. Could you survive in a world where the sky itself turns against you? Now let's take a trip to a planet that's in the process of dying, WASP-12b, a gas giant being consumed by its own star. This planet orbits so close to its sun that it's literally being pulled apart. The gravitational pull of the star is so immense that it's stripping away the planet's atmosphere, pulling the gases into itself in a slow, deadly spiral. Over time, WASP-12b will cease to exist, consumed entirely by the fiery star it orbits. The planet's atmosphere is stretched into an elongated egg shape, and with each passing orbit, more and more of its mass is torn away. It's a slow, inevitable destruction, one that scientists estimate will be complete in just a few million years. Imagine a world where you can feel the pull of the sun tearing away at the air around you, a place where every second brings you closer to oblivion, and there's no escape. This is the fate of WASP-12b, a planet doomed to die piece by piece, consumed by the very star that once gave eye. In the blackness of space, there exists a planet so dark it absorbs nearly all light. This is Tres 2b, the darkest planet we've ever found. If you were standing on its surface, if you could somehow survive, you wouldn't be able to see your own hand in front of your face. This gas giant reflects less than 1% of the light that hits it, making it darker than coal, darker than any known material on Earth. The reason? It's covered in some unknown substance that absorbs nearly all light, leaving it cloaked in eternal darkness. But the surface isn't entirely featureless. There's a faint, hellish glow, barely visible, believed to be from the planet's immense heat. Tres 2b may not reflect light, but it radiates heat, glowing dimly like a dying ember. Imagine standing on a planet where the darkness is so complete, you could wander for miles and never know where you are, where every step feels like you're lost in an endless void. This is a place where light goes to die and where the dark reigns supreme. And finally, we come to Kepler 70b, a planet so hot it outshines some stars. This planet is what remains after a gas giant was engulfed by its star in a cataclysmic event, only to emerge as a scorching, white-hot ember. Kepler 70b is no ordinary planet. It orbits incredibly close to what's left of its dying star, with surface temperatures exceeding 12,000 degrees Fahrenheit, hotter than some stars in the universe. The planet is so close to its star that it completes an orbit in just a few hours, racing through space at unimaginable speeds. Kepler 70b is a reminder of the destructive power of the cosmos. It's a planet that's been through a literal inferno, surviving the death throes of its star, only to emerge as a superheated remnant. This is a world where the heat is so intense that nothing we know of could survive, not even for a fraction of a second. It's a world that defies the laws of survival, a place where even the atoms themselves are torn apart by the sheer intensity of the heat. From planets burning in eternal fire to worlds lost in the darkest corners of the universe, these are just a few of the horrors lurking in the cosmos. But the universe is vast. There are countless other worlds waiting to be discovered. Some may be even more extreme, more terrifying than we can possibly imagine. The question remains, what other nightmares are hidden out there, beyond the reach of our telescopes? And how much more is there to uncover in the terrifying depths of space? Thank you for joining us on this journey. Be sure to subscribe for more explorations into the unknown. And tell us, which of these worlds would haunt your dreams the most? Leave a comment below.